It's Monday, it's a cool 70 degrees, and it's a perfect day for a no-plans adventure of getting lost. But first I went to the Franklin Pierce Homestead in Hillsborough, New Hampshire. I didn't realize I couldn't take photos while I was inside. Franklin Pierce was an American politician who served as the 14th President of the United States from 1853 to 1857. Now let me show you the exterior of the home. Franklin's father, Benjamin Pierce, built the home in 1804. It was a private home, but also they used it as a tavern. I wish I could have shown you the ballroom and some of the other rooms. While there, I learned about a spill plane and ordered one online as soon as I got home. A spill plane was a tool designed to produce a spiral shaving, called a spill, for helping to light a fire from one fireplace to another or a fireplace to candles, and this was used before matches were invented. And if anybody's curious and asking yourself, well, how did they start the first fire? They would use a fire striker or flint and steel, and that was used to light the initial fire, and then they would use the spill to share the love with their other fireplaces and candles. Well, luckily the spill plane came in just before I had to finish editing, and this is the newer version of a spill plane. And once I used this on like some pine, these little curls, which is nice, they sent this along. I'm trying to do this with one hand. They sent this along with the package. Comes out of this hole, twisted just like this. And the purpose is so that you can light one thing and then light another. So I'm going to give this a try. I have a little glass of water here because I don't know if they go out on their own or if it will keep burning. I really don't know. So I'm just going to dunk this in afterwards and learn how they're used. But I think that's so cool. And then I could put them in a little basket or something beside the fire or where I'm lighting some candles. All right, so I'm going to light this and then I'm going to light a candle and then use it to light another candle because that's what they said they're for, either fireplace to fireplace or fireplace to candle. So let me get this lit and we'll go from there. This would be so much easier if I had my camera stand out, but I'm just doing this casually. All right, so I have a flame here. This is my first time doing this. Oh my goodness, that lit so fast. And then, wow. And then I just blew it out, just like a match. I am gonna just dunk it here. And then I guess it dries out and you can use it again. And that, my dears, is a spill plane. That's a spill plane. This is the spill. And I learned this by going to a historic home, and I have never seen one of these that I know of for my whole life. Might have seen one, didn't know what it was. Sometimes I like to take roads that I've never traveled, even those near our home. And sometimes I'll go down a road that says Old Concord Road or Second Highway. Those are usually the old roads from the past. And I came across this West Deering Cemetery, and I haven't shown a lot recently, but I love visiting old cemeteries. So I'm just going to pop in and see if there's any names I recognize from people who are also from my town. Who knows? But look at these. This was established in 1811 for the cemetery. I find this very interesting. Is these stones or is metal? How smart is that? I have really never noticed metal headstones before, or metal footstones. How smart. Very smart, because normally this is what can happen, unfortunately. Summers, Fishers, Ellenwoods. It's a hot summer day, but it's so cool under the trees here. More Ellenwoods. Ben and I used to travel around a lot to cemeteries doing our own research for our family, and we were part of a website that if somebody was looking for a name, we would go to local cemeteries and take photos for them. And if we ever needed a photo of a cemetery or a headstone, then we would put a request in and we would get photos back. So it kind of helps with research. And this is what I do. I went to tour an old home, and now I'm taking some back roads home because I'm on a little exploration just to find things I have never seen before. If I looked at my map correctly, I'm heading in the direction of a little town that has a cafe. I'm going to go grab maybe some sandwiches to bring home or something from the deli. Not sure. But there's a car coming. I got to get out of the road. Wow. Now this would be fun to take a little raft on. I am certainly going to get some carrots and some tomatoes, and I'm going to leave some donations. Oh, they even have plastic bags. How sweet. Even some feathers. the rainstorm we had actually had sidewards winds, and it came in halfway to the porch. It was crazy. Crazy. Oh no, so much for my dried flowers. Ah, these were all the bachelor buttons. Look, they completely changed shape. I can't believe I didn't put these somewhere safe. Darn. Oh man, this was just from today's rain. Look at the difference. Oh, no. That's a bummer. I don't know if those are gonna just not dry properly now. Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. Darn it. Walking through the dragonflies. Gonna turn around, see if you can see them better against the white house. We have family coming tonight. I am making lasagna, and I love that I get to use some of the basil from this year's garden. All dried from being on the windowsill, or I should say from being on the window frame. Never mind that. I forgot I had a jar of basil from last year's garden, so I'm going to use that first. And oregano. I have oregano from our garden as well, so that would be great. I'm going to get to use the basil and oregano. Love it. You could really easily plant an herb garden in your kitchen, inside of a container, window box, and then harvest them to dry them yourself. Well, family showed up a little early, which was wonderful. So I put down the phone and I had it down for the night. So I didn't get to share the lasagna finished, and we pretty much went through it. But what I did want to show you is that I went out and I got some sunflowers at the grocery store. And it was kind of funny because Ben said, "You've got sunflowers that are growing from seeds that the birds dropped in the garden." But I did say, there was a little bee sleeping on one of the flowers out in the garden. And when I found out that bees sleep through the night on a flower because they're old or they're sick, I didn't want to touch those flowers at all, and I wanted to leave them for the birds also. So that said, I was looking at these red sunflowers, for some reason thought they were natural. Nay, they were dyed. Actually, when I cut the stem, some dye came out. So I'm going to try this at home. I used to dye my carnations with food coloring. I'm going to try the same with black-eyed Susans, and I will take some of the sunflowers and just see if it works. I'm not going to do it in this video, but I'll probably cut them and try it this weekend, and then we'll see if anything happens.